Salutations everyone, this is Razor. You're bringing you some domination gameplay with the B23R low score streaks. And today what I'm going to be talking about is the future of video games and sort of like the video game genre in general. Because as we're getting to the tail end of this console's life cycle, the 360, the PS3, I mean the Wii's kind of already over because the Wii U's here, so technically cannot continue on. And we also got a 3DS, PS Vita, so new generation of handhelds as well. But when it comes to the main consoles, they're going to be ending here in the next year or so. Oh, I'm using my press heart to continue logo. Didn't realize that. Triple kill with my Hellstorm. So we're reaching the tail end here of this generation of consoles, and this was a pretty influential generation of consoles, just due to the fact that you know what generation it was in, you know, just the time frame that this console generation has spanned, the fact that it's been so long, and just you know, the timing of what went down. So let me extrapolate on that idea a little bit. Why was this generation of games so important? It's basically this console generation, the 360 and the PS3 mainly. Also the Wii. The Wii is more influential than people want to give it credit for because of the hardcore gamers didn't really enjoy it that much. But like it or not, it outsold the 360 and the PS3, so it's just as influential as they are. But this generation of consoles is when everything became mainstream. It's when gaming became mainstream. Not to say it was like counterculture back in the PS2 and 64 days, but it became mainstream. The geek culture became popularized thanks to movies and TV shows and events like Comic-Con and stuff like that. Like the media sort of gave it the credit that it deserved in the influential power that gaming culture and geek culture has as a whole. And the Xbox 360 and the Wii especially just came into people's homes, into families' homes, as an entertainment device with the whole popularization of Wii Sports and stuff. And then the Kinect came out. I know the Move came out for the PS3, but let's face it, who really used the Move? That kind of flopped. The Kinect came out, and the whole workout phase came to be, and so a lot more families were buying these consoles for the whole family and not just for the kids, so that the parents could do the crazy Kinect things for like parties and stuff like that. So that became a pretty big deal. The consoles became much more cheaper, especially with the long shelf life that we had with these consoles. Everything the consoles became more widespread than any other console generation of consoles, and with them being integrated as more of an entertainment epicenter of people's houses, with the whole Netflix integration and Hulu and HBO Go and all the other different apps, Xbox Live Arcade games, popularization of Minecraft, which didn't matter how old you are, people loved Minecraft. Just with that whole expansion of how popular and how accepted, as it became a cornerstone of someone's entertainment system, more so than it had been in the past couple decades, we saw a change of how video games were perceived. And we saw so many great AAA titles in this past generation. We saw a little bit of companies not wanting to take as many risks in the titles that they released. We saw a lot of great companies go under this past generation. I mean, talking THQ most recently, but you also got like Atari and so many awesome studios that we remember from the PS2 N64 days and PC games that have just, they've died out. They've sold off all of their assets, and they've no longer become what they are. And the rich got richer. you got a company like Activision, which was, pretty big. It was one of the bigger ones. It wasn't as big as EA, but then they got bigger, bigger. Call of Duty really helped that out a lot. And then bam, they merged with Blizzard and became like one of the biggest companies out there. And EA just got bigger and bigger, and like the smaller companies were helping out the bigger ones so that they wouldn't have to go through the risks of developing games, and they would just publish. And we saw that with LucasArts going down just this past month. So we saw a mishmash of different things when it came to this generation of gaming, and it brought some ups and downs, but mostly ups. I mean, the graphics, if you can't remember, the graphics at the beginning of a console is never really that impressive. You take a look at some launch titles from the PlayStation 2 like Wipeout, is nothing compared to what we got in like God of War. And if you look at like the PS3, uh hell, you could look at God of War, whatever the hell the new one was that came out, or the newest Call of Duty, or Gears of War, or Uncharted. You compare that to like Resistance. Resistance looks like shit. I've played Resistance just like last year. That game looks absolutely terrible. So, everything becomes better as a console becomes older. They're able to mature. So, the new games that we're going to be getting with the PS4 and the Durango or 720, whatever Microsoft's going to call their new system, things are going to start off, okay, but that's not really what is going to interest me. It's what the long tail of the system's longevity isn't going to be in what it first comes out with. It's what it comes out with later. What's going to be that Gears of War for the next system that's just becomes a huge franchise from then on. If you guys don't remember, when Halo and Halo 2 came out, those were like the big multiplayer things. And the 360 came out, and Gears of War was the thing for multiplayer. It was the thing. There was nothing out. I mean, you had Call of Duty wasn't anywhere near what it used to be. Everything was about, Gears of War for a while, and then you had COD 4 came out. That was huge, both in single player and multiplayer aspects. And then, Halo 3 came out, and then that was big. But we still had plenty of other huge franchises that came out this last generation, like Uncharted and Mass Effect and Call of Duty, Halo, Gears of War, Assassin's Creed, Borderlands, Dead Rising, Little Big Planet. Forgive me if I'm forgetting your favorite big franchise that came out in this past console generation, but it's there's a lot of good things that came out of this generation. It's going to be interesting to what the future holds as gaming culture becomes more accepted, become more mainstream. Heck, Ratchet and Clank is getting their own freaking movie. Have you guys seen that? The trailer came out, or the teaser came out today, that Ratchet and Clank is getting out their own movie, which is a good thing. Whether you like Ratchet and Clank or not, it's a really good thing. They're using all the people from the games. It looks just like the Ratchet and Clank games, except, maybe a little more clear. It's a perfect game to make an animated feature film for. So that's a definitely good step forward. The industry is becoming people are taking it more seriously, especially because of the moolah that it's bringing in. So the future will be interesting, especially after what's happened here in the current time as well as the past. So hope you guys enjoy. Be sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section below, and I will see you next time.